Alright, so look, retrogrades, let's get into it. Retrogrades are, they give the perception, right? The perception that planets are orbiting backwards, stopping, orbiting backwards, chilling for a minute, then going back forward again, right? However, that's not the case. It just looks that way. Perception is a month, which is an important factor in what I'm going to discuss further about retrogrades. It's like, yo, it does imply, though, that one should retrace their steps and analyze the things that are relative to the planet that is being in retrograde. So if you experience something that you can recall, and if you can't immediately recall it, right, use your ephemeris. If you don't know what an ephemeris is, go to astrodience.com, or is it astro.com? Definitely astrodience, ASTRODIENST.com. I think it's both astro.com as well. But go there and download your ephemeris for the year or the year prior to when that planet was in the same sign that it's in during the current retrograde. You understand what I'm saying? And you'll see what areas in life that you should retrace and address, because this is where you want to cross your T's, dot your I's, measure twice, cut once, right? This is where you want to do that before moving forward. And although, again, it doesn't actually stop, go backwards and move forward, it does imply, it does suggest to look at things. This is about a contemplation. Retrogrades are about contemplation, thinking before you move type shit. You know what I'm saying? When in contrast to when people are born with planets that are direct, you see it's more about exertion when it comes to them. People born with retrograde planets, it's more about internalization for them. Now, it's very rare that you'll see someone born with a natal chart that doesn't have retrograde planets. Like, there's always usually some type of planet retrograde, and some have a few. I know I got plenty. You know what I'm saying? So people born, what I've noticed anyway, is that people born during retrogrades have more traditional mindsets. So this can happen even if and even when you have innovative placements in your natal chart that suggest you're an inventor, a scientist of some sort, and you want to, you love new technology, you want to be the first one with the new iPhone and all of that shit. These individuals could still have traditional mindsets in the areas where their planets are retrograde. So let's use Mercury for an example of when Mercury goes retrograde, right? The story goes, and I can attest to this, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can attest to it too, is that when Mercury is retrograde, the grid goes awry, right? Technology starts acting funny and shit, you know what I mean? So this is where people be like, this is where the doomsday preppers come in on that retrograde shit. Like, oh shit, man, fuck that, you know what I mean? I'm about to go get my CD player out, or I'm about to go buy a CD player. I'm not with this shit, you know what I'm saying? Same thing happens with the banks and shit like that. Like, the hackers come and steal people's identities, and they're like, oh, stealing money out motherfuckers' accounts, and the government ain't doing shit about it. All right. I'm going to get all my money out of the bank now. I'm just dealing with cash now. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm only keeping like $100 in the bank, and the rest of my money going to be in cash. Like, preparing for shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the saying goes, the more that things change, the more that they remain the same. That's kind of like what retrogrades are. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a retrograde planet, right, it doesn't mean that anything is stronger, and it doesn't mean that like retrograde in contrast to direct planets doesn't mean that one is weaker or one is stronger. It depends on how the individual manages the retrograde energy based upon the planet and where it's placed at when transiting and when it comes to the natal charts. Yo, so we're going to talk about Venus being retrograde in Pisces now. So first, let's describe Venus inside of Pisces, right? So Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. This is the epitome of love. You, at the same time, feel incomplete without a partner, all right? You feel like something is just completely missing. It's like you have to have a partner. And part of this comes from the Pisces energy being so evasive and like mostly not here. Like, the rest of the signs are like here, and Pisces is just like on the outskirts of shit. So when a Pisces with Venus exalted there gets a lover and falls in love with someone, to have that is to cherish it. It's everything they ever wanted. It makes them feel real. It makes them feel like they're here, you know? So you guys and gals are like the types that need consistent reassurance when in a relationship. So I've heard people say this too, like, oh, Cancer is like this and then Pisces is like that in relationships, the clingy. So this, when you got like Venus and Pisces, these are the types of Pisces that are going to be emotionally attached because Venus is there. So the consistent exchange of reciprocal love is going to be expected. So this is beneficial for when you do get in a relationship with someone, because you can actually, especially when it's retrograde, and I'm going to tell you, because you're able to internalize all of these things that I'm telling you right now about your placement of Venus inside of Pisces, right? So you're going to be able to explain your love language to your lover, like, yo, look, I'm sensitive, I'm emotionally intelligent as fuck, like I'm in tune and in control of my emotions, I'm compassionate, I'm reciprocal. So you'll be able to explain every detail of your love language to your significant other, your lover, so that they don't look at you crazy if you chuck the deuces on their asses. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know fully, you know damn well who you are, what you expect, and what you got to give. You know what I'm saying? You won't be duped. I think being retrograde Venus gives you a better ability to come to terms and come to grips with that, because it's in a contemplative state, right? It's internalizing all of these things that you know about yourself. When it comes to family members and like people that you hold dear and close to yourself, right? I'd recommend to share time with them, share time with them as a resource more than you spend your actual material resources on them. This could be for a few different things, but one of them could be people misusing you for your resources. And this is not the most practical area for people to manage finances in. All right, y'all are not the greatest financial managers. Again, when the planet is retrograde, however, I believe you have a better ability to manage those finances, because you understand this about yourself and say, wait, I got to make some changes, some moves, or create some type of structures in order to do this well, because you might have to put it in the hands of another one. You might have to put it in the hands of your lover, you know, and this is probably one of them situations where that can work out. I'm not saying to do that. This is not relationship advice. I'm not telling you to give your lover your money. I'm just saying, because Venus is exalted here, the person that you fall in love with may have a better handle on money than you do, you know. But I always would recommend for people that have their own money. You can get a joint account, you know, especially with Venus and Pisces. But Venus being retrograde, you have a better chance of managing finances better too. But share your attention and your time as a resource with other people. And because you don't want to be the type that finds yourself in a financial deficit because you chose to splurge. You understand what I'm saying? And you might take accountability for your own shit, like, damn, but you might feel resentful and unforgiving to yourself. And that's a fucked up feeling. You understand what I'm saying? You might not play the blame game on them, like, yo, I did all of this for you. Don't expect the reciprocity from extended members of your family or your loved ones. It's not going to be the same as the partner that you choose to be with. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to be in those emotions of feeling resentful against yourself and not being able to forgive yourself because now you're in so much of a financial crunch that you're not operating and vibrating as high as a person with Venus and Pisces should. All right, I'm out.